It was 20 past 11 when they went out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held on. His handsome he was about to meet his death, about to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the Ranger is still talked about today. Fences ready, knocked with leather for a bullet fairly ripped. And the Ranger's aim was deadly with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was over in a moment and the folks had gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the Ranger with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron, when he tried to match the Ranger with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip.
I've wrangled and I've rambled and I've rodeoed around. I never once thought of settling down. But darling, the moment I laid eyes on you, I knew my rambling days
Made up my mind a long time ago. When the right man came along, somehow I'd know. Heart is true, eyes as blue, and his smile as wide as the western sky.
Let's ride into the sunset together, stirrup to stirrup, side by side. When the day is through, I'll be here with you. Into the sunset we will ride. Yodeling.
I'll be your cowgirl, you'll be my cowboy.
You'll be my girl. I'll be your lord. When the day is done, homeward we'll be wending, like a movie with a happy ending. Let's ride into the sunset together, stirrup to stirrup, side by side. When the day is through, I'll be here with you. Into the sunset we will ride. Yodeling, 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 yodeling.
Listen very closely and do as I say. Your life depends on it. Hand over everything you're carrying. Weapons, ammo, clothes, armor, everything. I want you stripped down to your underwear. I've told you what to do. Strip off your clothes and equipment or face summary execution. Will you comply? Take it all off and hand it to me. Then come inside and through the door at the rear of the chamber. Paladin Ramos is waiting for you. Whoa!
How the hell did you get in here? Normally, I would have already shot you, but I'm under orders to bring you to the Elder. Will you come peacefully? Okay. I'll take you to him. Follow me.
How did you find us, stranger? And do tell the truth. You took an extreme risk in coming here. My policy towards trespassers has not been lenient. The security of this bunker is my foremost concern, and I take pains to minimize our exposure topside. For this reason, I might be interested in contracting with an outsider who can accomplish certain tasks, some basic, some a bit more involved. An NCR ranger has begun to set up post in one of the other bunkers up top, for example. I want him driven off. Understood. Very well. I'll be interested to see how thoroughly and efficiently you carry out your mission. Paladin Ramos will escort you back to the bunker's entrance and set you loose. Notice that I said loose, not free. You are not free to carry the secret of this bunker's location beyond Hidden Valley, until I'm convinced that you're capable and dependable. To underscore this point, you'll be fitted with an explosive collar. Wander off and it will detonate. Focus on your mission, and you'll be fine.
You'll find your equipment in the chest to your right. Don't bother coming back until you've dealt with the Ranger.
Gentlemen, welcome to our program. This is Mr. New Vegas, and each and every one of you is wonderful in your own special way. If you like news,
Thought you'd sneak up on me, you filthy powder ganger?
Patrons of the Ultra-Lux are questioning
Ha,
whether it's
got some stones on you, son. I like that. What can I do for you?
Of its wait list. Those who claim to
Dobson's my name. I'm an NCR Ranger operating out of Camp McCarran, north of here. Reading man by birth, though.
Rumors persist about a super mutant refuge nestled high
Well,
in the ski
I thought I might
lines.
set up a safe house in one of the bunkers here. Between the remote location and the dust storms, I figured it was ideal. Of course, seems a lot less remote since you showed up. Plus, I haven't been able to get my radio working, and a safe house is no good without one. I reckon I'll stick around a while, patrol for troublemakers, see if I can get that radio working.
For you right now, and it's about that special someone you find only once in a blue.
Now, why would I do that? You've seen that with your own... God damn. I knew Cook's gang passed through these parts about that frequently, but I didn't know they holed up here. Be a rude awakening to find 15 of those merciless bastards looking down at me snoozing on my bedroll. Yep, I'd be better off setting up an ambush along one of their routes to catch stragglers. Thanks for the information. You may have saved my life.
Without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for. And then there suddenly appeared before me the only one my arms will hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone. Without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone. Without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
Stand back from the door. The Elder's eager to hear your report.
Without a dream in my heart, without love of my own.
How did you resolve the situation with the Ranger?
Welcome back to
Gone.
the Mr. New
Why did he
Vegas
leave?
Show, the show
And
where
what
they
makes you
hire
think he won't be
everyone I
back?
respect. The best-looking audience around.
Yes, you
Somebody
exploited
prove me
his
wrong.
fear of powder gangers very
More
effectively.
news for you.
The collar includes a
Brewing
microphone, you
race
see.
between the ruling
Part of the
gang known
test.
as the Kings
He'll keep
and
his
the large
distance,
number of
setting
NCR
ambushes,
squatters
never
seeking
suspecting that these
refuge
bunkers house something
The
far
leader
more
of the
dangerous to
Kings
him
would
than
only
criminals.
identify himself as
Well
the
played.
King. Voices
Since you completed your
displayed calling
assigned
in
task,
the
I will
CR's
allow you to
squad
come and go from the bunker
devil in
freely.
disguise.
So let's get that collar
He
off you.
didn't want to see
There,
the
that's
NCR
better, I
in the
hope.
ghetto. And
Now that we
call
have
for a
that bit of
mass
unpleasantness out of the way,
return.
there is a matter that I would like to discuss with you.
Also in the headlines,
Stop by the command room when you
the
can.
Fire Mountain Radio
Oh, and
signal
bear
is
in
back
mind,
after a
if you end up
long
betraying
absence.
us,
Listeners
we will
think
know
the new
it.
programming
And there will be
is,
no
quote,
mercy.
less for outcasts, more for weirdos. Those were our top stories. More classics coming right up for you, so stay tuned.
What I wish to discuss with you can wait for once I get settled in the command room outside. When you first showed up on our doorstep, I'll admit at first I didn't know what to think. After giving the matter some thought, however, I've decided that an outsider could be of great use to me right now. However, I will not force you to help us. Should you refuse, you will be allowed to leave here. Though no, we will be keeping an eye on you. What do you say, outsider? Are you willing to help us? Then allow me to explain our situation. This bunker is currently locked down, allowing no entry or exit, with you being one of the few exceptions. In exceptional cases, teams are sent out to investigate sites or retrieve materials deemed too important to ignore. 3 such teams have gone missing recently, and the news of their disappearance has not yet been widely spread to avoid undue concern. In order to maintain the peace and adhere to the strictures of the lockdown, I need to send someone else to discover what happened to them.
I'm so ashamed of it, but must admit
I'm glad I can count on you. Oh, and one other thing. The patrols each had a holotape detailing their missions that you can use to track them. The shielding of the bunker prevents us from actively tracking them, but their positions should show up on your map once you get to the surface. Should our worst fears become realized, please bring back all 3 of the holotapes from the patrols. Otherwise, bring our brothers home. I've given the order that you be given access to some of the equipment our scouts and patrols have scavenged over the years. You won't be allowed to purchase any prohibited equipment, but hopefully some of what's available will prove useful to you.
I'm not a fool, girl. I really
So,
shouldn't.
you're the outsider that's been given leave to wander around freely.
Lord
Desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. Name's Hardin.
Larry,
I'm the head paladin of this chapter, and I think we might be able to help each other out. I don't know what the Elder talked to you about, but I can tell you this chapter is in trouble, and he's at the center of it. Are you willing to listen to what I have to say? As you may have already heard, this entire base is under a state of lockdown. No one goes out except small patrols at night. Most of the chapter has been sealed in here for years, and those few who were outside when the lockdown was initiated are forbidden from returning. Morale has plummeted as time has gone by, and many of our current paladins haven't seen combat outside of training simulations, and all because of the Elder's explicit order that no one be allowed in or out. The only way things will change is if a new Elder is installed. I don't know. I've gone through our records dozens of times looking for a precedent regarding the dismissal of an Elder and come up with nothing. The people who are most likely to know how it could be done are also some of McNamara's strongest supporters, so they refuse to help me, which is why we're having this conversation. An outsider such as yourself would arouse less suspicion asking questions about such matters. The fact that the Elder has some tasks for you means his faithful won't suspect you, and you have a line open to the man himself. In short, you're in a perfect position to help me. Will you at least think about it? And if McNamara should give you any tasks, I'd ask that you kept me abreast of them. Report anything you find to me, and we'll move from there.
And don't you know, all your lovely dreams will come true. So just close your eyes, listen to a sweet lullaby.
Oh, you must be the outsider everyone's buzzing about. Please.
And let the world go by.
Yes, what is it?
Howdy, folks. It's Mr. New Vegas, and I...
Ah, the outsider. I suppose it's too much to ask that jarhead Ramos to keep outsiders away from my research. I am Head Scribe Taggart, and I am much too busy to deal with the likes of you right now.
Known as Lanius, who is said to be Caesar's top field commander. One refugee told us the Legate took over an underperforming squad of troops by beating its commander to death in full view of everyone.
Squad of Rangers.
The Legate then ordered a tenth of his own force be killed by the other 9/10. And you thought your boss was a pain. Also in the headlines, Traders from California are being turned away from Mojave Outpost where the NCR is concerned about dangers along Nipton Highway and I-15. Promotional consideration for this news program has been paid for by the Ultralux. The Ultralux. Live life in the lap of luxury. Ladies and gentlemen, this next song goes out from me to you.
Hey.
The word came down from the Elder that I'm to offer you some of our lesser wares. As if I... Our patrols are always bringing more stuff in. Take a look. Give me a shout if you must know. My inventory check this week shows that our weapon count is 1 short. Hardin will have my head if I don't find that weapon soon. If you happen to find it, bring...
Your presence here, let's just... Outsiders aren't even allowed to know that our bunker's here, let alone come and go freely. You impressed Elder McNamara, obviously. You must believe that you'd be very useful. That's right. Nothing gets in or out of here without me knowing it. Normally, that would have fallen under my jurisdiction, but the Elder thought it'd provide a good test for you, so I backed off. Under the lockdown, only essential personnel are permitted to enter or leave. That includes supply runners and high-security patrols. All other personnel are forbidden to leave, and any personnel that were out there when the lockdown was enacted are forbidden from returning.
Until the moment we met.
So you've been talking to Hardin, eh? He's been looking for a way to usurp McNamara ever since the lockdown started. Don't get me wrong, he's a good man. But Elder McNamara has done all right by us. If it weren't for him, none of us would have survived in Helios. I'll tell you what I told Hardin. There have been only a few cases of elders being dismissed from their posts in the Brotherhood's history. And those involve crimes that someone like Elder McNamara is just not capable of. You can look it up for yourself if you want. I'll grant you access to that portion of the history section of our data store. See Senior Scribe Ibsen about accessing it. I'm sure someone's told you all this before. Several years back, we were running our chapter out the Helios 1 solar power station. Our elder at the time, Elijah, had some kind of obsession with the place, which is the only reason we stayed as long as we did. That place was hardly defensible, and we knew the NCR was moving in on us, but the elder refused to budge, insisting that he just needed more time. We never found out what he needed time for. Wave upon wave of NCR troopers hit us from all directions. We held out for a time, but we were grossly outnumbered, and they had more men than we had ammo. Eventually, our positions collapsed. Elder Elijah was nowhere to be found, so McNamara took charge and led what remained of us on a counteroffensive west. We lost a lot of men and women, but we broke through and made it here. Make no mistake, McNamara saved this chapter that day. Who was Elijah more like? He was our elder before McNamara. Bright guy, but just between you and me, he was a little off. Our mission is to recover and preserve the technology of the past, but Elijah wanted more. He sought ways to improve upon technology, make it better. When we found Helios 1, he was like a kid in a candy store. He kept talking about the potential and a grand design never realized. He even insisted we set up our base there, against the objection of nearly every paladin. What followed is a whole other story.
It's me again, Mr. New Vegas, reminding you that you're nobody till somebody loves you, and that somebody is me. I love you. Whoops, better put on my newsman fedora here. Traders from California are being turned away from Mojave Outpost where the NCR is concerned about dangers along Nipton Highway and I-15. Moving on. Rumors persist about a super mutant refuge nestled high in the ski lodge to the northwest. If you should find it, do not, repeat, do not belittle a super mutant for taking the bunny slope. These headlines were brought to you by Vault 21. Vault 21. Everything's better when you experience it in a vault. More classics coming right up for you, so stay tuned.
Love me as though there were no tomorrow. Take me out of this world tonight. Take me, make me forget my sorrow. never let me go. Love me as though there were no tomorrow. Oh, my darling, love me. Don't
This is a dangerous place, human, especially for your kind. I suggest you turn back. There's nothing good waiting for you further on. You must have heard her radio broadcasts. Though why a human would follow her invitation here is beyond me, unless you didn't listen. The voice on the radio belongs to Tabitha, the Supreme Commander of Black Mountain, or as she calls it, the state of Utopia. She took control of this place almost 2 years ago. The super mutants here do whatever she says, and she says humans are to be killed on sight. Help would improve the odds. Help might just make the difference. All right, if you're good enough at what you do to meet me in the village up near the peak, we can talk further. I'll have a plan by the time I see you, if I see you. Good luck. It's gonna be a lot harder for you to get up there than it will be for me.
Someone's gonna get kissed. So on guard, who knows what the fates have in store from their vast, mysterious sky. I'll try hard, ignoring those lips I adore. But how long can anyone try? Fight, 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 fight it with all of our might. Chances are some heavenly star-spangled night we'll find out as sure as we live.
To allow time for important repairs. This time, you will get it done, Raoul! Joining us from his cell to comment on the situation is Raoul Tejada. Raoul!
Hi there, Rondo.
What's your take on the
All I want is to make the special robot work again. You know, I give it my best.
We'll be right back after this word from our sponsor, during which Raoul will contemplate how lucky he is to be alive.
Tell me what's in a kiss. If your heart's not in it, we could have wedded bliss. If we'd only begin it, I'm feeling low down. You know what I'm talking about. You let the blues move in, now I'm moving out. This old house of home with no love inside it, but we set out pretty strong. Now we just can't fight it. I'm leaving today. I don't wanna argue or shout. You let the blues move in, now I'm moving out. Who we used to be, 2 under par, now we can't get on the green. I don't know where it went, but it sure went flying. Love's like dough that's been spent. No use of crying. Tell me, where can I go? Oh, west, oh, north, or due south. You let me move in, now I'm moving out. What's the use in buying a car if you won't buy gasoline? Who we used to be, 2 on the par, now we can't get on the green. I don't know where it went, but it sure went flying. Love's like dough. Tell me, where can I go? No, I don't do that. You let the blues move in, now I'm moving out.
We're here once again with our beloved leader, best friend Tabitha. Why don't you tell our listeners what you just told me?
I was just saying that I think there's a fundamental misunderstanding about the mutants here in the state of Utopia.
And what would that be?
I believe that the mutants here are generally considered to dislike humans, and nothing could be further from the truth. During their stay here, mutants are taught to tolerate and even accept the existence of inferior, frail creatures, humans included.
Ooh, how insightful. So then, how do you think this misunderstanding came about?
Thank you very much.
Rhonda? Is that you?
It is, Mistress Tabitha. How I've missed you, sir. This stranger here fits me as right as rain. Is he a friend of yours?
I don't know how to thank you for bringing Rhonda back to me, stranger. Here, take this. I won't be needing it anymore. I don't know.
Mistress Tabitha, we should be heading off.
In the shadow of the valley, I would like to settle down. Wide open space, wind on my face, a distant horizon, the moon on the crest, in the shadow of the valley that I love best. You have always waited for me, and you always will be there. Sagebrush and pine, old friends of mine. A little bit further, I will find my rest in the shadow of the valley that I love best.
Yes, Rhonda.
How may I serve you, master?
I have wandered many places, but they're all the same to me. Nowhere I found to settle down. A little bit further, in the shadow.
Play the guitar, play it again, my Johnny. Maybe you're cold, but you're so warm inside. I was always a fool for my Johnny.
Welcome to Repcon headquarters, Rocketeer. Come all this way to see our little facility, have you? I'm here to answer any and all questions you may have, within specified parameters. And if you'd like, I can provide a tour of our museum.
I love you. What if you're cruel?
Ready for the Repcon tour, Rocketeer? Courtesy of the fine folks at Robco, I'll be your guide today on the path of...
There was never a man like my Johnny.
Scientific discovery.
Like the one they call Johnny Guitar.
In the lead-lined case behind me is a spent radioactive rod from one of our own reactors. No need to stand too close. Let's move along, shall we? Hello. Please remember this.
There was never a man
Look here. A row of multicolored plasma
like
fuels.
my Johnny.
Careful. They may look safe to drink, but your stomach is the last place they should be.
Like the
Why the difference in cylinder
one
size?
they call Johnny Guitar. Play it again, Johnny Guitar.
On my left is an example of a mountain of Repcon safety barrels some legislators claim are poisoning our environment.
It's a sin to tell.
How may I serve you, Master?
Millions of hearts have been broken just because words were spoken.
Unauthorized facial pattern detected. Valid security badge detected. Temporary access granted. Please complete and...
Break my heart, I'll die. So be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie.
Be sure it's true when you say I love you, honey. 'Cause you got sense enough to know it's a sin to tell a lie. Whole lot of folks' heart is done and broken. Just over a whole lot of foolish words that's been spoken.
I love you, yes I do. I love you. If you break my heart, I'll die. So be sure.
Hello, Mrs. Millis. I hope you have an excellent day.
When you say I love you.
Third floor access is for executive. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
But the day that I I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win. The day that I stop counting, that's the day my world ends. Heartache number 3 was when you called me and said that you were coming back to stay. With hopeful heart I waited for you, knocked on the door. I waited, but you must have lost your way. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got by the number, love that I can't win. But did I stop counting? That's the day my world will end.
Stars of the midnight night ranges, shining through the night. Stars of the midnight ranges, light my way tonight. While my hurt is brazen,
The tribe must be protected.
while I'm sleeping, till the stars are gone. Candles up in heaven, lend your light so strange, guide my weary dogie. Stars of the midnight rain.
In the shadow of the valley, I would like to settle down. Wide open space, wind on my face, a distant horizon, the
shadow of the valley that I love best. You have always waited for me, and you always will be there. Sagebrush and pine, old friends of mine. A little bit further, I will find my rest in the shadow of the valley that I love I have wandered many places, but they're all the same to me. Nowhere I've found
You're being watched, so don't get any ideas.
to settle down. A little bit further, I'll find my rest in the shadow of the valley that I love best. In the
Look, this isn't a great time. Oh, what the hell? It's not like we're making any progress. I'm Ibsen, and I hope your day is going better than mine is. Yeah, I'm in charge of keeping this data system up and running, but accessing it is a little, touch and go at the moment. One of our exploratory patrols, back when we had exploratory patrols, found a data disk in some ruins out in the waste. Well, we finally got around to cataloging the damn thing and got shut out of our own data store the second it loaded. Turns out it had a virus on it. Yeah, some pre-war jackass with too much time on his hands apparently decided to inflict his misery on those around him. It's scrambling all the terminals here at the moment. Luckily, we only use this section for storing historical data. I suppose it couldn't hurt to get another pair of eyes on this. Maybe you'll be able to come up with something coming at it fresh. While the entire system is infected, the virus itself is spread across 3 terminals. The problem is that it keeps moving periodically. We'll have it nailed down in a terminal or 2, only to have it jump to another set of terminals before we locate the 3rd.
When you say I love you, it's a sin to tell.
What? No, that's brilliant. It would let us seal a portion of the virus to a particular terminal, even when the other parts move. Best of luck to you. To maximize your chances, wait for my signal.
It's a sin to tell a lie. Whole lot of folks' heart is done been broken. Just over
The virus just jumped. Find which terminals it went to.
that's been spoken.
The bunker takes...
I love you. Yes, I do.
a little getting used to, doesn't it?
If you break my heart, I'll die. So be sure it's true when you say I love you.
10 seconds. I'll track the virus from over here. Damn, it's jumped. I thought we might have had it that time.
I'm going
Did you want to try isolating the virus?
I'm going underground in the blue. I'm down so doggone low. Have to look up to see the soles of my shoes. I'm going
The virus just jumped. Find which terminals it went to. That's it. We got it. The virus has been purged. You actually did it. If you don't mind my saying so, I didn't think you had a chance in hell of pulling it off. But I'm glad to be wrong for once. Thank you, my friend. Please feel free to access the data store at your leisure. I'm only allowed to give you access to non-classified topics, but it's better than nothing, right? I can understand how the man might be frustrated by the current situation. He's a take-charge sort of fellow. Standing around's not his strong suit. I myself often wish we could end this interminable stasis and begin moving forward again. Well, you'd have to get a senior-level member of the chapter to unlock a topic for you. I've given you access to what I can, but that's not much. The majority of topics fall under Ramos's aegis, since they'd constitute a security risk. Good luck getting anything out of him. You might have better...
To the town of our Freer rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came the whisper from each lip. And he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24.
Oh, hey.
And the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more.
That's an old principle that's been around since the Brotherhood was founded. It basically means that you have to obey a superior officer. It's pretty much common sense, but it gets invoked a lot when people get pissy about following orders. If you're curious, I'll give you access to the data store entry on it. You'd probably be the first to read it in.
Take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead. And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red. After Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street.
There have been reports that the NCR is moving more and more troops
Folks
into the
were
area.
watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death. About to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness
What is
of
it,
the
outsider?
ranger is still talked about today.
I could hardly call myself head paladin if I didn't. It's one of the first things every initiate learns when they start
And the
training.
ranger's aim was deadly with the big iron on his hip.
I could be wrong, but I think that's a dead end. McNamara has always followed orders, and we've been incommunicado since fleeing Helios.
And the folks had gathered round.
Second part, what are you talking about?
There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground.
That is the standard procedure, yes. For example, McNamara gives orders to head scribe Taggart, who then relays further orders to the scribes. I wasn't aware that failing to do so was punishable, however. Interesting. If we can just find an instance where McNamara went around someone and gave orders to their subordinates, we'll have him.
When he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
Just as I thought, McNamara gave my men new orders without telling me. The nerve of that man. This little stunt is probably what got them killed in the first place. Our normal patrol routes are known to be relatively safe. This is exactly what I've been looking for. McNamara gave my men new orders without telling me, thereby breaking the chain that binds. With this, I can finally have him removed as elder. There are a number of people I'll need to talk to. The process won't be instant. It shouldn't take more than a few days.
You let the blues move in now, I'm moving out.
Welcome, my friend. A new day has dawned for this chapter, and we have you to thank for it. Here, take this key. If you ever find yourself in need of repair, head to our safe house in the northeast. Now. Yes, I thought you might. That's not usually a request we agree to. Typically, we take in the young so that they might be trained. In special cases, we allow exceptional individuals to conditionally join. Luckily for you, the condition is that you must complete a task. This task must... I happen to have something perfectly suitable in mind. Back when we were stationed at Helios, our scouts reported that a group was establishing itself in the area as a distributor of pre-war weapons. Our elder at the time, Elijah, was too concerned with getting Helios running and fending off the NCR. It's time that we correct that oversight and show this region that the Brotherhood is still a... I want you to visit these weapons dealers, this Van Graff family. Make an example. When the job is done, report back, and I'll arrange for it.
What's the use in buying a car if you won't buy gasoline? Who we used to be, 2 under par, now we can't get on the green. I don't know where it went, but it sure went flying. Love like dove that's been spent. Now there's no use crying. Tell me where
Good to see you again.
I go. East or west or north or due south. You let the blues move in, now I'm moving out.
Hey, so Hardin becoming elder was because of you, huh? Good job. Now that the lock... I wonder what it'll be. It's our virtual reality training hall. We don't really...
Now that Hardin's elder, I hope I'll be allowed to continue my experiment, like he wanted to use.
At least with the lockdown lifted, I'll be able to resupply my store. Our patrols are always bringing more stuff in. Take a look. Pleasure doing business.
How may I assist you? Welcome to the range. Torres must be getting desperate if she's accepting help. My records show that Initiate Stanton was the last.
Killed him! Come on! Get down, will ya?
Come to Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs. Hungry? Thirsty? Horny?
Hey.
Afraid I'm gonna have to...